Welcome to another technical video. Today I'll be talking about PowerShell functions, how you can write them and use them, and aliases for those functions. So to start off with, you need to find your profile. So if you type in .profile, it'll tell you the location to your profile function, profile file, which is where all your functions are going to. The code.profile to open that with code. So I'm going to start off by writing a function very similar to the previous one that in the last video. So create a function here, combine files. Don't need that. So what I'm going to do is cd to h test public. Then we're going to do cat star.txt content combined.txt. So essentially, all this function is going to do, cd to this directory, take all the text files in there, and then create a new combined file from that. So if I go back to this console here, and I call this function, will fail because it says it's already been used by another process. But essentially, this function is not loaded into memory because I only just wrote it. So if we want to refresh our profile, go $profile. Now it should be good to go, although currently it says it is being used, which is unusual. Let me just have a look at my task manager to make sure nothing wacky is going on here. And I might restart my PowerShell or something has happened very strange. Sorry about that. Well, it's being used by another process. Are you kidding me? I think what it is that I have the folder in there already. Okay, sorry about that. I had the folder in there already, so it was complaining, and error message wasn't particularly helpful. So anyway, as you may have noticed, I called this combined files function, and it did cd to this directory. Because that's what we do here. We cd this directory and then go there. But what happens if I'm doing things in this directory and then, I want to do something in the other Git repo? So I'm in this directory, which just has this file. Leave it there. It's got the untracked files, doing stuff in here. And then I want to call my combined files function. Let me just delete that one again. I should probably do a -force on that. Maybe that'll make it so it won't pester me. So don't forget to profile, refresh your profiles, and then do combine files. No, it still doesn't like it. Okay, whatever. So, sorry about that. We're in our private folder. Combine our files. We'll do that, and then you'll notice how it'll take us back to this directory. Obviously, we still want to be in this private directory. So what you can do is you go initial equals pwd. So just save the current location as a variable. And then after we finish our function, cd back to the initial spot. So let that one again. Actually, I can cd anyway now. So c uses scaling, yeah. And then I can call. Did I do .profile? Try it again just to be safe. Now if I combine my files, gosh darn it. Now if I combine my files, you'll notice it's going to create the file there, and it's going to keep me in my active directory, which is exactly what I want. So there's a lot better ways to do this, and I will expand on that in better videos rather than saving it and then doing that, because you obviously have to do that for every single function, which is not something I exactly want to do. There are better ways to do it using, well, I won't spoil it, but yes, there are some really cool things you can do with PowerShell. So the other function I was going to look at here was function move to directory. So I'm just going to create a function here. Don't need that. And I'm just going to set it as a mindlet. I always forget the syntax for these ones, so excuse me. Commandlet binding. And we'll set our parameters to say you set PowerShell. That'll be parameter position equals 0. And then what you do, parameter. Okay, I was wondering what was going on there. Okay, cool, sorry. And then we add a validate set. Cool. So I'll show you what this means, what this does in a second. We will add in a CD to a particular location. So maybe we want to CD into H test public for this one. The other one we want to CD into H test private, CD into H test other, and then let's find a bizarre directory somewhere there where we could be doing something. Here we go, let's have a look at Sigwin. Say for whatever reason we want to CD into here. So we've got these ones here that you want to use. So what we do is, so this is essentially what this function is going to do, just for explanation. It's going to create a library of things you can use to move to directory, so you don't have to remember this is where the public folder is, this is where the Sigwin is located, all that kind of stuff. So we'll create one called public, private, other, and Sigwin. And for good measure, I'm just going to add one more into, let's say, Steam. That sounds reasonable to me. Steam. Maybe you want to do something in Steam. I don't know. And then what we do is give that a name. So we'll call it path name, chosen directory. Sure. So essentially what we're doing is we've got a parameter set position 0, which just means it's the first one that we're going to use. Here's the validate set and the chosen directory. So let's add a switch statement here. Chosen directory. Excuse me. So we'll add one for public. So if it's public, we're going to CD into here. Say it's private. If it's other. If it's Sigwin. If it is Steam. So what we're going to do, just use my multi-line cursor here. Depending on which statements for each of the ones in this validate set here. Then we're going to copy these CDs into here. Cool. Oh, I spelled switch wrong. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, seems pretty reasonable to me. Hopefully I don't have any syntax errors in there. So, refresh our profile again. And so then we go move to directory, and then I'm going to say public. There we go. We move to the public directory. And so what that validate set is say, for example, I'm going to move to, let's say, Rome. There we go. Cannot validate argument. The argument Rome does not belong to the specified validate attributes. So you get a very specific set. It has to be one of these. And something that's really nice with PowerShell, if I use the move to directory and you press tab, will tab through the different options. So I want to go to the Steam. Because program files x86, I should put quotes around that. And also, I didn't actually put CD in front of that one, funny enough. Right, that'll work. Refresh that one. Call the move to Steam again, and I am there. Directory. Now I want to go to Sigwin. So, very simple way. If you've got like 3 or 4 different directories you're constantly moving around to, that's a very nice way to do it. You've got tab completion in there, and you can change over to the Linux style of tab completion if you choose. I might cover that in a separate video, but actually I do need to set that up myself because I do like the Linux style. This is the default PowerShell one, which just tabs through the different options that you have. So that's perfect, but obviously you need to type out move to directory each time, or this function name. So that goes to the second part of the video, which is aliases. So alias just means it's setting the name of a particular function to have an alias. So let's just see. I like to see if that alias is already in use. M2D is not being used. So let's say set alias M2D for move to directory. Let's set alias CF. Does CF do anything? CF for combined files. So now I have my aliases. I'm going to reset that one. I'm going to CD. Then I'm going to do M2D. Sigma. There we go. M2D. So that's go. That's the alias working. And there is the function that it is calling. Nice and simple, easy to use. So these functions are made very ad hoc, not using the approved PowerShell verbs, which is invoke certain things or build. I don't think build is one of them. There's a list of approved verbs, which I will cover in a later video. And you can often set these aliases to be the same. So if I'm invoking a command, it might be IBC or something. Invoke something command. In this case, I'm just using this method, which will work. And if I try let me actually go to the public folder. Let's just do a quick ls of that one. And then remove. Let me just go rm combine.txt. Just want to remove that one so that way I can just run cf. And it's back again. Let's just check where that is. Where is it gone? H test public, and the combined folder file is back. So thank you for watching. That will cover the very basics of making functions and setting aliases for those functions in PowerShell. Thanks for watching. Over and out.